Hey guys, hey ladies and gentlemen, I don't even think there's any ladies watching my channel, but basically, this is my little review of Hobby Lobby's pretty much props and pretty much how they scale up with Marvel Legends, how they feel, and basically how they work with other figures and a bunch of other stuff. So let's get into it. Now we're gonna look at all the props, the little things first, and then we'll get to the bigger things. Let me go over what I picked up. Okay, so let's look at, well, the props. Let's look at the small items first. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the plates. These were $3, and the smaller props, depends on what you're buying. They're around in the $10 lower or $9 lower price range. And basically, they have pretty good paint, pretty good, detail. These metal plates are actually made, I guess, out of tin or, well, metal. Let's just look at them real quick. Now, let's look at the plates. Now, these are the plates. Now, basically, it comes with about 11 utensils. Basically, all of them being knives, forks, and spoons, and 4 plates. So, it's pretty good. I mean, scale up with Marvel Legends. Haven't done that yet, but overall, there's not that much detail. It's just mainly, it's average. It's a plate. It's a metal plate. It's what it is. It's not really big detail on it. The forks and the spoons are done pretty. Let me focus real quick. The forks and the spoons are done pretty well. Also the knives as well. And these are pretty small, so try not to lose them. Old-fashioned fork, but pretty good. Pretty good for $4. Now let's move on, but before that, let's size it up with Marvel Legends. It's pretty well scaled with Marvel Legends. Not too big, not too small. The utensils, they will not fit in a grabbing hand figure, in the grabbing hands of a Marvel Legends figure, unless it's super tight, but it's not really gonna happen. Now, Mezco, it'll work. It'll work perfectly, because I used it with my Mezco Spider-Man Far From Home. Put the spoon in there. Hold up. Add a plate real quick. Add a plate, and that's basically it. Pretty good. Scales up really well with Mezco's and Marvel Legends. So, pretty good prop to get for stop motion that you're preparing for, just for figure photography. Now, let's get the plates out the way after we got those done, and let's talk about another prop. Let's talk about $5 Coca-Cola cans. Pretty simple. Let me get them open real quick. Pour this out real quick. And here it is. Basically, Coca-Cola drink. The Coca-Cola thing is really well put together, actually. Really good. Doesn't really feel like it's going to break anytime soon. The painting on the bottom is kind of cheap, but yet again, it's a $5 thing. And you gotta say, they did really good with the paint job. Now, it's sloppy on some bottles. It's not consistent. The tops aren't consistent to bottle. It's pretty sloppy then and there. Hold up. Focus that real quick. Yeah, the painting is kind of sloppy, and it's not really well accurate, or not really the same because they can't be paste and copy. The cups themselves or the cans themselves, no bottles themselves, are made out of some plastic. It looks like it's drinks actually in there. At first glance, it looks like it's black, but if you shine some light through it, put some light on it, you can see that brown. Now, pretty simple. It's not really much to it, but let me scale it up with some Marvel Legends and Mezco. Coca-Cola crate fits in pretty well with Marvel Legends. Pretty good size, and sizes up pretty well. Now the cans themselves, another story. Let me bring in my Mezco Spider-Man in here. Now the can, Coca-Cola can, pretty much with this Spider-Man, the hands aren't big enough, but it could possibly very much work for a Marvel Legends grabby hand. Now, you gotta really work it, and I'm afraid I might stretch out the hands, but just use a hairbrush or I'll just use a hair blower to fix up the hands, but pretty much pretty simple. The Coca-Cola bottle is a pretty good find. If you see it at your local Hobby Lobby, pick it up. It's pretty good for Marvel Legends, some photography maybe, and stuff like that. Take a picture real quick. Now basically, pretty much after that, it's simple. It's not really much to it. Most of these props are simple. It's what it is, and it's not really too much detail to go on. Now, let's move on to something else. Now, let's get into it. Let's look at the bookshelf. Now, this bookshelf, pretty good, but let's just get out the packaging first. Let me open this up real quick. $3. Let's see if it's worth $3 or more. A bookshelf. Now, there's a rubber band over it, so the books aren't going to be all loose and stuff. But let's take this off real quick, and let's see what we got here. Now, it's a bookshelf. It's more or less for, like, you know, a counter area. And use it for that. Put it up there, or put it on top of one of these drawers right here. But overall, at first glance, looks pretty well. Let's look into it. And basically, these do not open. These are just, you know, slick pieces of wood with printed on pretty much, or I guess glued on pieces of paper or laminated pieces of paper on top of it to basically make it the illusion of, well, a book. Now, if you have like fine hands, if like you have a steady hand, take a fine tip Sharpie, maybe be able to get 4 or 5 lines in there, make it a little bit more realistic. But yet again, it's a pretty good book. It looks really nice. I guess, oh, hold on, what was it supposed to be? Okay, I thought that was a Bible at first, so I didn't see the bottom. Pretty good. This one is kind of inconsistent. The pacing on this one is horrible. Look at this. It's all the way messed up, curved. I could probably take it off and repaste it on here. Yet again, like, it's a pretty bad printing job on this one at least. Now, a lot of books in here. Pretty good. Aunt Fanny's Good Book. A cookbook. Cookbook. Couple others. Okay. And pretty good book. And this one was stuck together, but now this one has a little bit of awareness with its pacing, because it kind of doesn't look that good, but yeah. And it's this one. I thought it was upside down. I do not know what this says. Oh my gosh. But, pretty good book. Overall, all the books look pretty good. All books look pretty good, pretty simple. And yeah, so basically I mainly got this for Reed Richards scenes because I'm making a Fantastic Four stop motion. And this is more for your smarter type Marvel Legend characters. So if you're doing, stuff like that. Let me focus that real quick. Silver writing. Okay, it's coming into focus. Pretty hard to focus though. Pretty hard to see what it says. Never mind. Get yourself, you can figure out what it says. But overall, all the shelves on here, and the shelf, all the books on here on the shelf, and the shelf itself are pretty well crafted. Just put it on the side like that, on a prop shelf or drawer, and it'll be working just like that. Just put it back on the shelf. And now I forgot how to put it on the shelf. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I think put it on the shelf like that. And put it on the shelf like that. And yeah. So, let's get done with this and move on to the burgers. Let's look at this. Now it's about $2, and let's just see if we got $2 worth out of this. Now it's 3, so let's just see if it scales up with Marvel Legends. Okay, let's just kick. Oh my gosh. Okay, I thought I lost one. Now, pretty simple, and I really like the painting and the detail on these. Let's look. So it was pretty simple. The red paint is kind of inconsistent with the figure. Inconsistent with the burger, but overall, it's pretty simple. So let's see how it scales up with Marvel Legends. So basically, pretty much put it simple. Well, it scales up pretty well with Marvel Legends since this Mexican Spider-Man is about the same size as an average Marvel Legend figure. A little bit more skinnier though. But pretty much, let me scale it up with a Human Torch, more of a basic Marvel Legends body. And it's pretty well put together. And it's scales up pretty perfectly with this figure. Or with, well, Marvel Legends in general. So yeah. Oh, I also forgot to show the scaling with books, or the book prop with Marvel Legends. Now, this is how it looks in the hands of the Marvel Legends Icarus from the, I think it was the Caldu wave. I don't remember that character, honestly. His power set was pretty simple and he wasn't really a good character, so yeah. So basically, it looks pretty good with Marvel Legends. A normal size book, an average size book. Basically, I had to work it into Icarus's hand. Couldn't really fit in this type of hand. It definitely could fit in a grabby hand, maybe the grab hand from a Deadpool figure, or from the Executor from Thor Ragnarok. But basically, pretty much, it was pretty good with Marvel Legends. Let's get back on track, and let's move on to another item, another small scale item, the newspaper. Now I'm going to be doing it up close. I'm not going to be doing the other way. Let's just see what we got here for $2. A newspaper. And it actually has real writing. Like, legitimately real writing. Now, it's pretty hard to see what it says, because I'm not gonna try to read it on camera right now, and so like that. And I think it's an actual real newspaper with actual words. Most of the words, when you get into it, like I guess the top lines here, you can probably see words or probably, you know, make it a sentence. But the other newspaper, because these are multiple newspapers, I would have to say that I do not want to unwrap it because I don't want to try to wrap it back up. But you could maybe try to fold it sides and pull it out. But yeah, so basically a good little accessory for, like, I guess a kitchen scene or something like that. But very simple, just a piece of paper that looks like newspaper with a little cute little rope around it. So yeah. Okay, so let's get to the biggest prop of what I got. Now this is pretty simple to take out. Don't really need the scissors. Just take the back plate off. Open the back. Sorry, this is all unscripted. Open the back of the thing, and this is what we're left with. We have a whole fishing rod, and it looks magnificent in lighting. The silver really pops, the string really pops, and it's wire. And so you can you know, pose it around, stuff like that. And yeah, it's pretty simple. Pretty good paint job on the handle. Pretty good paint job on the handle and weathering. Also on the fish as well. And also on the bait. And all over mainly the whole rod is black. But it's put together pretty well. So let's just scale it with Marvel Legends. Now the handle already, it looks like it's not going to be able to fit in Marvel Legends hands. Now let's switch to an action figure or a Marvel Legend that can actually grab things. Now let's do like this. Now I'm pretty sure you can unwrap it like that so it can work like an actual fishing line. Yep. Right, like that. So you can unwrap it and it'll work like an actual fishing line. Yeah, so like that. So it'll actually work like an actual fishing rod. Pose it around. Pretty good photography you can do with this. And pretty much gotta work out the hands because I haven't touched this figure. Like, I haven't touched this figure in years. Not years, but I moved him around, you know, pretty much changing my shelf area. But basically, yeah, it fits pretty snugly or pretty big in the hands on Marvel Legend figure. But it works pretty well. Fit it up. It doesn't have that much weight to it. Just gotta balance it. And there you go. You got yourself a fishing Marvel Legends. Now, let's get this out the way. Pretty simple. I've already shown you what it is and how it goes with Marvel Legends. Now let's get to the good part. The more bigger the set, the more expensive ones. Now this was about $10 a piano. Let's get this open before we get to the last package we have today. And then we'll switch to, well, the brick background I got from Hobby Lobby as well. Now, start opening this bad guy. Now, the first thing you want to do is you most likely want to pretty much take the staples off. So, I'm just going to take the staples off. Basically, I'm going to forget it. I'm not going to go through the trouble. I don't even have a, you know, staple opener. So, I'm just going to open this bad boy up. Okay, let's get into it. What the piano comes with is, it basically is a piano. Now, it does open, and it does have this, so it can be hold open, like so, and basically stuff like that. So, it works pretty well. Now, I thought it would, like this, would just click down. I thought not individually, that would be way too much work, but just clip down like that at least. But it's pretty well crafted. A little smudge there. Pretty well crafted, pretty well put together, and overall, I'm pretty good. Now it does have a flap that shows notes. Now it is kind of weirdly pasted on there, but can't really blame them. Gotta manufacture these things in big quantity, so yeah. So overall, that's all it shows. It does come with a little chair, a figure here, pianoing, and I did not know this at first. I eyeballed it, had a figure on me, but I didn't want to take it out because I had this figure on me when I left the house. You know, go to Hobby Lobby and get these, and pretty much the figure's legs do not go under the piano, but you can crouch them, and they can start to play. Now I mainly got this piano for Mr. Fantastic, so let me just. Now you can't really pose him with piano, like doesn't really work like that, because like the knees is basically impossible to take a Marvel Legend and put the knees down underneath the piano unless you put a stand up, like some cardboard, I guess, to elevate it like that. I might do that to elevate it so he can actually, it looks like he's playing it. So you could probably, maybe if you're a good woodworker on small miniatures, you could probably make a longer type of sticks for the stand to elevate it. I had to take a time gap, but overall, this is a pretty good set. If you want to modify it, I might, but basically, it's good what it is now, and it goes good with your Marvel Legends. Maybe it'll fit a little bit better with smaller scale figures, maybe 3-inch, but mainly Marvel Legends fits with it. Maybe it's because the stand doesn't let any space for you to sit, so I guess you have to have the figure crouched. So I guess it's made for this purpose. But yeah, it's a pretty good set, and it's worth the $10. So let's move on to the big package, the living room set. We move all this junk out the way. This is gonna be fire right here. I'm gonna take a little time jump because this is a big package to open, big box to open. Okay, so this is the, I guess, living room / kitchen set. Let's just get into it. Sorry. So pretty much, okay, I messed up. So basically, let's start with the table and the chairs. Okay, the table and the chairs, they're pretty well done. Like, honestly, actually fantastic. Now, basically, I really like the more narrow tip at the bottom of the legs instead of just a flat, all the way through legs. So it looks really nice. I just really like the chairs. And as we're doing this, let me scale it up real quick. We've got our trusty Mezco Spider-Man here. I'm just gonna plop him on the chair. And there we go. Perfect scale. His legs are kind of falling off. His legs aren't really hitting the ground, but yeah. So after that, let's move to the table. So basically, table is in itself good. There's nothing really special about it. It's just a table. Wood. Now these legs are hecka loose, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. I think I broke this kicking up the package. They're super loose. Sorry, my camera light went off. They're incredibly loose, like stupidly loose. Like, it's honestly, I don't know why they're so loose, but pretty much to get my lighting a little bit more situated. Now basically, the table, it's okay, self-explanatory. Let me scale it up with the Marvel Legends that's standing up. Okay, that's a Marvel Legend. And standing up. Pretty much compared to the table. Pretty normal scale table. And this is a Marvel Legend. This is it next to on chair. Basically, you know, Marvel Legends scale, but the same size as Spider-Man. Now let's get the table and chairs out here. And let's move on to the drawers. And I guess the shelf. Let's get into it. Basically, this table area, it's basically just drawers. It's simple. It's a drawer area, more of a cabinet space. Put, you know, I guess clean supplies, bleach, you know, put that stuff underneath, you know, your drawer. Or just put extra blankets or something. And put like stuff like that. But I might put like the utensils or like the forks and plates in the drawers. Now these I might actually do some of my felt and, you know, pretty much fold some felt up, make it look like it's folded clothes in the drawer, and do something special on the end of the drawers to make them look like superhero costumes. So yeah, it's pretty creative, a pretty good heft to it actually, pretty heavy. But enough with the drawers, simple enough, just pieces of wood that have drawers. And the shelf. The shelf has a opening enclosed system and a shelf area where I was originally going to fit the books, but I can fit the plates in here. It's 4, so I can fit 2 up here, and I can possibly I'll have to put the books on here. Simple. Also, let's the table. I put a plate on there, put a spoon, and I don't know, a fork. If you're a type of weirdo that eats a burger with a spoon and a fork, there you go. The burger fits perfectly in the plate, right in this little groove area right here. And basically, that's it. Wait, hold up. That's not it. I still got one last thing. The brick backboard. I don't even have to open this. This is just a brick backboard. A brick black, the pin in the background. I'm gonna use this in my stop motions, the outside scenes. Just open it, I don't know, put some sticky tack on the back, tack it on the wall, or some sort of shelf, or inside of a shelf. And there you go. Pretty simple. It's just a background. Don't really have to open this. I'm gonna open it for my stop motion, but I'm not gonna open it on camera. So yeah, that's the end of my review. Because I'm honestly tired of this video, and I just made this video out of the fact that, well, I haven't done a review video in years. I only done it like about 5-6 times in my YouTube channel, but yeah. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys like, subscribe, and as always, guys, have a blessed day. Before I go, you have seen on my channel that I've been doing a lot more stop motions other than what ifs. I am not gonna stop completely doing what ifs, but I'm going to be focusing way more on stop motions, action figure skits, and also sometimes maybe story times, as in actual story times, like me talking about my, you know, past and stuff like that. So all that good stuff. Now I might do story times or true story about my childhood. I'm 14, so I'm still going through childhood, but still pretty much I do some story times. I'll keep on doing stop motions. I'm doing now, being in grind, like upload 1 or 2 stop motions a week, because I'm going to be grinding and stuff like that. I am going to be uploading 1 or 2 what ifs a week, so you'll get about 4 videos from me a week, and if you don't, about 3 or 2. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys later. As always, guys, have a blessed day. Be safe out there.